So this is all connected with pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. Saptatal deki Prabhu alingana koilo, sa sharire saptatal vaikunte chalilo. Upon seeing the 7 palm trees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced them. As a result, they all returned to Vaikuntha Lok, the spiritual worlds. Shanyasta deki loke hoilo chamadkar, loke kohe sannyasi ram avatar. After the 7 palm trees had departed for Vaikuntha, everyone was astonished to see that they were gone. The people then began to say, this sannyasi called Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must be an incarnation of Lord Ramachandra. Shasharire talagelo Shivaikuntha dham, aiche shakti karhoe vinayakaram. Only Lord Ramachandra has the power to send 7 palm trees to the spiritual Vaikuntha planets. So, that's the limit of their, understanding. Prabhavasi koilo pampa sarovade snan panchavati asitaha korilo vishram. Eventually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at a lake known as Pampa, where he took his bath. He then went to a place called Panchavati, where he rested. Nasike Triyambaka deki gela brahmagiri, kushavarte aila jaha janmila godavari. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then visited Nasik, where he saw the deity of Triyambaka, Lord Shiva. He then went to Brahmagiri and then to Kushavarta, the source of the river Godavari. Sapta Godavari Aila Kodi Tirtha Bahutar, Punarapi Aila Prabhu Vidya Nagar. After visiting many other holy places, the Lord went to Sapta Godavari. At last he returned to Vidyanagar. Ramanandarai Shuni Prabhu Agaman, Anande Asiya Koilo Prabhu Saha Milam. When Ramananda Rai heard of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arrival, he was very pleased, and he immediately went to see him. So I think Mahaprabhu is heading back. He's gone far south, and now he's retracing his steps. And so he's wait. It says he returned, because Vidyanagar is also the name of that place where he met with Ramananda Rai. So he's gone far south. He visited the very source of the Godavari River, and then he's returned, heading back towards Orissa, and on the way he's stopping in Vidyanagar, where he met with Ramananda Rai. When Ramananda Rai heard of Mahaprabhu's arrival, he was very pleased, and he immediately went to see him. Dandavata hoya pore charane doriya, alingan koilo Prabhu tade utaya. When Ramananda Rai fell flat, touching the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord immediately raised him to his feet and embraced him. Dui jane prema veshe koden grandan, premanande shitila hoilo duha karman. In great ecstatic love, they both began to cry, and thus their minds were slackened. Koto kane dui jana sustira hoya, nana ishta goshti kode ekatra vosya. After some time, they regained their senses and sat together to discuss various subjects. Tirtha jatra kata prabhu sakal kohila, karnamrita brahmasamhita dui punti dila. Mahaprabhu gave Ramananda Rai a vivid description of his travels to the holy places and told him how he had acquired the 2 books named Krishna Karnamrita and Brahma Samhita. The Lord delivered the books to Ramananda Rai. Prabhu kohe tumi je siddhanta kohile, E dui punti se sab shaki dile. The Lord said, whatever you have told me about devotional service is all supported by these 2 books. Rayananda Vailo Pushtaka Paya Prabhu Saha Aswadilo Rakilo Likia. Ramananda Rai was very happy to receive these books. He tasted their contents along with the Lord and made a copy of each. Kosai Aila Grame Hoilo Kolahol Prabhu Ke Dekite Lo Kaila Sakal. News spread in the village of Vidyanagar about the arrival of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and everyone came to see him once again. Lok teki Ramananda gela nija gore, Madhya ne utila Prabhu bhiksha kori bade. After seeing the people gathered there, Sri Ramananda Rai returned to his own home. At noon, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up to take his lunch. Rachi kale rai puna koilo agaman dui jane Krishna katai koilo jagaran. Ramananda Rai returned at night, and he and the Lord discussed topics concerning Krishna. Thus they passed the night. Dui jane Krishna kata kohirachi dine parama nande gelo panchasata dine. Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed Krishna day and night, and thus they passed from 5 to 7 days in great happiness. Ramananda kohe Prabhu tomar agya paya, Raja ke likilo ami vinoi kodiya. Ramananda Rai said, "My dear Lord, with your permission, I have already written a letter to the king with great humility." Raja more agya dilo nila chole jaite, cholibar ujogami lagiachi korite. The king has already given me an order to return to Jagannath Puri, and I am making arrangements to do this. Prabhu ko heyetamor e nimite agaman, tomaloya nili chole koribo gaman. Mahaprabhu then said, "It is for this purpose alone that I have returned. I want to take you with me to Jagannath Puri." Raiko he Prabhu age cholo nila chole mor sange hati goda sainya ko lahole. Ramananda Rai said, "My dear Lord, it is better that you proceed to Jagannath Puri alone, because with me there will be many horses, elephants, and soldiers, all roaring tumultuously. Dindo Sheha Sabar Kori Samadan Tomar Pache Pache Ami Koribo Prayam. I shall make arrangements within 10 days. Following you, I shall go to Nilachal without delay. Tobe Mahaprabhu Tade Asite Agya Diya Nilachole Cholila Prabhu Anandita Hoya. Giving orders to Ramananda Rai to come to Nilachal, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed for Jagannath Puri with great pleasure. Nilachal is another name for Jagannath Puri. Jai pate purve Prabhu koila agaman, se pate cholila deki sarva Vaishnav gan. Mahaprabhu returned by the same road he had formerly taken to Vidyanagar, and all the Vaishnavas along the way saw him again. Jahajai lokute haridwani kori deki ananditaman hoila gaura hari. Wherever Mahaprabhu went, the holy name of Sri Hari was vibrated. Seeing this, the Lord became very happy. And Gurudev, he made the very nice point. It's very beautiful, and it is actually like a self-evident, truth. But at the same time, I've never heard anyone else say it. But Gurudev pointed out that Mahaprabhu is non-different from the Maha Mantra, because the Maha Mantra is what is the Maha Mantra but the names of Radha and Krishna, and Mahaprabhu is the combined form of Radha and Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is the Maha Mantra personified, and so naturally wherever he's going, he's awakening, the chanting of the holy names and the Maha Mantra. Seeing this, the Lord became very happy. And that's why it's not so easy to chant the Mahamantra, because it is the Lord Himself. It's not different. In the same way that we can feel, oh, it would be very difficult to see Mahaprabhu, with these eyes, or, in the same way, it's not easy to vibrate that, divine sound. We cannot with, our material faculties. It has to be a descent. However, the one difference, as Srila Rupa Goswami points out, is that the holy name is more merciful. So there is more of a chance with the holy name. So that is an important, distinguishing factor there. So you see, our gurus, they've very carefully considered everything, and when they're advising us, to practice in a particular way, there's very good reason behind it. They've studied all these things. They know all these. They know the science. They know how it works. So they know the holy name is our best means of approach. And it is possible. It is all possible by their grace, their connection. When the Lord reached Alalanat, so Alalanat is next to Puri, so he's, So when the Lord reached Alalanat, he sent his assistant Krishnadas ahead to call for Nityananda Prabhu and other personal associates. And this is something that Mahaprabhu would do. He would have somebody sent ahead, because he knows that they're all dying, in separation from him. They're, a moment, we're somehow passing many lifetimes without our Lord. But for those who have that divine love awakened in their hearts, one moment is unbearable. And we hear those kind of expressions in Prapana Jivanamrita. 1 hour has passed, 2 hours has passed, 3 hours have passed. I have not seen my Lord. How am I going to maintain my life? Like how is it that we're passing lifetime after lifetime without our Lord? Something wrong. Something wrong. Your senses must have all died. Srila Sridhar Maharaj says in one place. Your senses have become dull. Like you're not feeling the pain. Like your nerves have been been cut. Your nerves are not working properly. So you're not feeling pain. We should be feeling pain. That's the sign of health, to feel pain. Like the most advanced stage of disease, I don't know if in all cases, but often is when you're just totally past feeling anything. Then you have to amputate. Right? There's no circulation there. The blood's not flowing. The nerves aren't working. So this is our sad. So we need to feel that pain of separation. It's a healthy pain. Separation. That is the healthiest feeling of the soul. It is the normal feeling, Srila Sridhar Maharaj calls it. It's the only normal feeling, healthy, normal feeling in a soul. To feel separation from one's Lord. Srila Saraswati Thakur describes it actually in his purports to the chapter on Madhavendra Puri as the highest dharma of the soul, separation. This is the normal, tendency and mood of the soul, to feel separation from one's Lord. And in that feeling of separation, to call upon his holy names. And this is what is described in the Shikshashtakam. Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishayitam Shinyayitam jagat sarvam Govinda virahiname. And the verse before, what is the verse before? I have to go through the whole Shikshashtakam. Nadanam Nad Ayi Nanda Tanuja, and then the next one, Ayi Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Ambishane Bhavamburo Kripayatava Pada Pankajas Dita Duli Sadisham Vichint Nayanam Galad, this verse I'm looking for. Nayanam Galad Ashu Dadaya Vadanam Gad Gad Arudaya Gir Bulakir Vichitamba Pukara Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati. When will tears come from my eyes, when I'm taking your holy name, when in that feeling of separation will I call upon your name, with tears in my eyes. And then in the next verse, Yugayitam Nimi, that has been attained, that realization has been attained. The aspiration and then the attainment of that. Yugayitam Nimeshena, one blink of the eye feels like a yuga, feels like an age of time in separation from you. So, what to speak of a moment or an hour or a day or a year or a lifetime, 1 second, one blink of the eye, that feels like an entire age in your separation. Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishayitam shunyayitam jagat sarvam. The whole world is empty. Govinda virahena, in the separation of Govinda. So, when will, kobe hobe bolo, sedi nayama, when will that feeling of necessity awaken within our hearts? That is our prayer. So Mahaprabhu reaches a Lalanat next to Puri, and he sends his servant, his assistant Krishna Das, ahead to call for Nityananda Prabhu and other personal associates. So they're going to come out to meet him as he's approaching. Prabhu agaman shuni Nityananda rai utya cholila preme tehanahi pai. As soon as Nityananda Prabhu received news of the arrival of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he immediately got up and started out to see him. Indeed, he was very impatient in his ecstasy. Jagadananda Damodar Pandit Mukunda Nachya Cholila Dehe Nadore Ananda. Sri Nityananda Rai, Jagadananda, Damodar Pandit and Mukunda all became ecstatic in their happiness, and dancing along the way, they went to meet the Lord. Gopinata Charja Cholila Nandita Hoya Pabode Milila Sobe Patela Gapaya. Gopinath Acharya also went in a very happy mood. They all went to meet the Lord, and they finally contacted him on the way. Prabhu Premaveshe Sabai Koilo Alingan Premaveshe Sobe Kore Ananda Knandan. The Lord was also filled with ecstatic love, and he embraced them all. Out of their love, they began to cry with pleasure. Sarvabhauma Bhatta Charja Nande Cholila Samudre Tireasi Prabhure Milila. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also went to see the Lord with great pleasure, and he met him on the beach by the sea. Sarvabhauma Mahaprabhur Podila Chadane Prabhutade Uttaya Koilo Alingane. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya fell down at the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord pulled him up and embraced him. Premaveshe Sarvabhauma Kodila Dane Sabasange Aila Prabhu Ishwadada Shane. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya cried in great ecstatic love. Then the Lord, accompanied by them all, went to the temple of Jagannath. Jagannath Dadashan Premaveshe Koilo Kampa Sweda Pulakashute Shodir Basilo. Due to ecstatic love experienced upon visiting Lord Jagannath, inundations of trembling, perspiration, tears, and jubilation swept the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bahu Nitya Gita Koilo Prema Vishta Hoya Pandapa ailo sobe mala prasad loya. In ecstatic love, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced and chanted. At that time, all the attendants and priests came to offer him a garland and the remnants of Lord Jagannath's food. Mala prasad paya prabhu sustira hoila, Jagannathir sevaksa panande milila. Mahaprabhu became calm after receiving the garland and prasadam of Lord Jagannath. All the servants of Lord Jagannath met Mahaprabhu with great pleasure. Kashi Mishra se Prabhur Podila Chadane, Manya Kodi Prabhutade Koilo Alingane. Afterward, Kashi Mishra came and fell down at the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord respectfully embraced him. Prabhu Loya Sarvabhoma Nija Gore Gela, Mor Gore Bhikka Boli Nimantrana Koila. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then took the Lord with him to his home, saying, "Today's luncheon will be at my home." In this way he invited the Lord. Divya Mahaprasad Aneka Nailo Pitapana Adi Jagannatha Je Kailo. Sarvabhauma brought various types of food remnants that had been left by Lord Jagannath. He brought all kinds of cakes and condensed milk preparations. Madhyan Korila Prabhu Nijagana Loya Sarvabhauma Gore Bhikka Korila Hasiya. Accompanied by all his associates, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house and took his noon lunch there. Bhiksha Korayatare Korailo Shoyan Apane Sarvabhauma Kore Parasambahan. After offering food to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma made him lie down to rest, and he personally began to massage the legs of the Lord. Prabhu tade patailo bhojan korite, serachi targore rohila tarplite. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then sent Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to take his lunch, and the Lord remains that night in his home just to please him. Sarvabhauma Sangyar Loyani Jagan, Tircha Jacha Kata Kohi Koilo Jagadan. Mahaprabhu and his personal associates remained with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. They all stayed awake the entire night as the Lord spoke of his pilgrimage. Prabhu Koheta Tirta Koilo Paryatan, Tomasama Vaishnavna De Kilo Ekajam. Mahaprabhu told Sarvabhauma, "I have traveled to many holy places, but I could not find a Vaishnav as good as you anywhere." Srila Sridhar, he commented about this remark of the Lord, that in a way Mahaprabhu is actually glorifying himself, because who made Sarvabhauma? Mahaprabhu did. Sarvabhauma was a Mayavadi, He was, following, Shankaracharya's conception. And it was through association with Mahaprabhu that he became such a glorious devotee. And so now Mahaprabhu was saying, I've traveled, throughout the whole of South India. I couldn't find any devotee, it was wonderful, it's you. And, it's like if a teacher has instructed their student personally and taught them everything that they know, and then the teacher, may assess lots of other students of other teachers and say, my student is the best. They're number one. Nobody's as good as them. It's you're the one who taught them everything, so you're actually praising yourself in a way. He's glorifying his own creation. Ek Ramanandarai Bahu Sukha Dilo, Bata Kohe Lagi Milite Kohilo. Mahaprabhu continued, I received much pleasure from the talks of Ramananda Rai. So, the exception is Ramananda. Ramananda was something really special. The Bhattacharya replied, "For this reason I requested that you meet him." Tirtha jacha kate koilo samapan, sankepe kohilo vista najai varnan. Thus I have ended my narration about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pilgrimage, describing it in brief. It cannot be described very broadly. Oh, so this is just like some of the places, not even covering all the places that he went to. Ananta Chaitanya, and so this was, we're like covering this in a few days, but this would have been a few years, Mahaprabhu, he's going by foot, it would have been like, this is like 2 or 3 years.
And we never hear actually from, like, going by bullock car. No,
that was actually considered to be like something a little opulent. Like maybe very rich people would have that, because they're, like especially for a sannyasi, he's probably going barefoot. What to speak of going by foot? Like these must be going barefoot, because there's I say that because there's one occasion, there's one Srila Gurudev, he tells, it's published in I think the Divine Servitor. If not, then Dignity of the Divine Servitor. Gurudev tells of, Srila Sridhar Maharaj told him of one disciple of Saraswati Thakur who expressed that he found it difficult to digest, that what to speak of a motor car, that even just using a horse and cart in their preaching, that was like a head trip for him. Like that was difficult for him to digest. He was a disciple of Saraswati Thakur, and he expressed, "I'm very unfortunate because I cannot understand my Guru." You remember that, right? Yeah. I cannot understand my Guru Maharaj. I'm very unfortunate. Like I know, he talks about Vaikuntha Vritti and Paramahamsa Dharma and Yukta Vairagya and all these things, but Rupa and Sanatan, they were living under the tree, barefoot, wearing loincloths and living on buttermilk. And my Guru Maharaj, he's using, a horse and cart for his preaching. Like that, and this is like, in the 1930s or something like that, So, so even then and even that, it was considered something opulent, And then we get some idea, like, how is it that all the temples closed their doors to Saraswati Thakur because he was using a motor car? Like, if even using a horse and cart is considered something, not in keeping with the normal behavior of a sannyasi, then what about a motor car? So, completely bewildered persons. So what's being described here is not the matter of a few days, or even a few months. This is a few years. We take so many things for granted, nowadays. Really, like Srila Sridhar Maharaj mentioned, I think Gurudev mentioned too, like if there was like a nuclear, like a nuclear wipeout 100 years from now, people wouldn't believe like that we have telephones and airplanes. It all sound like some fantastical thing, We don't, but really, we can understand these things are all appearing now to facilitate the preaching of Mahaprabhu's message, so we can, we gotta like utilize it, which, we are,
Bhakti started the revolution.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. He said, only the devotees should use technology. Somebody asked him, So what do you think about this modern technology coming up? Like expecting the stereotyped response. Oh, it is all illusion. We should all just sit in a cave and meditate, and Sarji Thakur takes the opposite line. We're the only ones who should be using it. Like, all of you clear the field. Like, this is for us. Like, the internet, telephones, messaging apps, and social media. This is all for us. Like, we know how to use it properly. Because the thing is, another point is that if you don't use it for that, then you're incurring so much karmic debt. Because how much exploitation goes behind all of this, on a very subtle level, And there's so many chains of exploitation behind all these things. So you have to use it for this, otherwise you're going to be in trouble.
That's the whole gist of life, right?
Sure, but I'm saying there's a deeper level, 100 years ago, people are, if you need something, you buy it from your local maker of it. If you need some shoes, there's a local guy who makes shoes, right? But nowadays, if you need a pair of shoes, then how many layers of exploitation are there in that pair of shoes coming to you? Maybe it was made by an underage child in China, in a sweatshop in China. And there's so many layers of exploitation behind everything. Your phone, there's blood on our phones,
On multiple components. Even the screen, the touch screens are made of a material called tantalite. That's one of the most important components of it. As in a tantalizing thing. And there's very full-on bloodbaths in the Democratic Republic of Congo over acquiring mines for it.
Oh, it's a particular kind of material.
Yeah, a particular mineral that's required for it. Yeah, tantalite. And then it's almost every single component of a phone, there's a so chance that somebody's either died or been seriously injured over it.
And where does it come from, the tantalite?
Democratic Republic of Congo.
That's the only place.
Only place.
Really?
Really?
This is what I'm saying. All this technology that we're using, there's so many layers of exploitation. We don't even know. This is something new, that I'm hearing.
And then the other way is that we're going all the way back to this from buying from what is close to you, what is cultivated close to you on the land.
Yeah, like in the previous time. So the degree of karma it's a lot less.
That we have gone so far exploitative in so many ways and it's done so much harm to the planet and us that by some big explosion, nuclear, whatever, then or somebody press a button and everything is wiped out or whatever, I don't know.
But Srila Maharaj talks about this a little in Search for Sri Krishna. He says how all the scientists have achieved is to increase the circumference of exploitation. Yeah. That's what they've done.
Yeah.
So the only solution is to use those, if we're using them, is to use those things for Krishna's service. Otherwise, and by doing that, then all of those poor exploited persons, they will be benefited by that. So not only will we, become free of the heavy, debt that is behind that, but there will be an upliftment for all persons concerned. That we can't, you have persons, vegans and Luddites, and, you have these people who try to live in a way without exploiting, but you cannot. It goes too deep, It's in the fabric now, you can't avoid it. That's why Krishna consciousness is the only solution. It's the only solution, to dedicate everything, to offer everything.
In every time, in every way, in every sphere you're living in.
Yeah. There's that story of, I'm just reminded of what you said. There's this story of, I think it was Jagannath Das Babaji that somebody, I think I mentioned this the other day, that somebody gave him 1 rupee, and he and he was carrying it for some distance, and then he brought it back, and he said, "This 1 rupee is so heavy, I don't even want to carry it for a few minutes. Like I can't imagine how you're like holding so many rupees." Like there's so much weight, on all these things, because of the exploitation behind it.
Wow.
Like if I held my phone, like knowing like where every part came from and how much exploitation was in, how many people may have died in the making of it. Like, like. Well, we've pretty much finished. There's just a few more verses. We'll just finish this. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya are unlimited. No one can properly describe his activities. Yet I make the attempt out of greed. This but reveals my shamelessness. Prabhutirtha Jacha Kata Shune Je Jan Chaitanya Charane Pai Gada Premadan. Whoever hears of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pilgrimage to various holy places attains the riches of very deep ecstatic love. Chaitanya Charita Shuno Shada Bhakti Kori Matsarja Chariya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari. Please hear the transcendental pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with faith and devotion, giving up envy of the Lord. Everyone chant the Lord's holy name, Hari. Ekali kalya nahi kondharma, Vaishnav Vaishnav Shastra eko he marma. In this age of Kali, there are no genuine religious principles other than those established by Vaishnavas and Vaishnava scriptures. This is the sum and substance of everything. There is just the Vaishnava, essentially. Chaitanya Chanjali Lagada Gambhir Pravesh Karite Nadi Sparshira Hitir. The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are just like an unfathomable ocean. It is not possible for me to enter into it. Simply standing on the shore, I am but touching the water. Chaitanya Charit Chadai Shune Je Jan Jatek Vichare Tata Pai Premadam. The more one hears the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with faith, analytically studying them, the more one attains the ecstatic riches of love of Godhead. Shri Rupa Raghunath Bhade Jaras Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishna Das. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Jai. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. Whose turn is it to chat?
Hari Haraya Nama Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana.
Giri Hari Gopinatha Madana Mohana.
Giri Hari Gopinatha Madana Mohana.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
Sri Ch.Ch. Gosai Gani Charana Bandhana
Jaha Hoite Vignana Savishta Purana
Jaha Hoite Vignana Samishta Purana
Echore Gosai Charnuri Charadasa
Ch.Ch. Gosai Jamui Chanadasa
Asabara Pada Venumora Panchagrasa
Kansavana Pada Denu Mura Panchagrasa
Charana Seri Bhakta Sanibasa
Adira Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivasa
Janame Janame Moraya Vilasha
Janame Janame More Abhilasha
Joy Gosai Jave Braji Koilavasa
Ch.Ch. Gosai Jame Braje Koilo Vasa
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakasha
Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Konila Prakasha
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vindavana
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavana
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Majaiya Mana
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majaiya Mana
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Goriyasha
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Goriyasha
Harinam Sankirtan Kohe Narottama Das
Harinam Sankirtana Kore Narottama Dasa
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Radhavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Shri Guru Ranga Radha Giridhari Ju Ki Jai all the assembled devotees Ki Jai all the world devotees Ki Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai Jai Gaur Premanande
Vishakha Devidasi.